Okay, moving on. We're ready to go into Quixel, except I did something asininely stupid at the end of the last one. And here it is. So here's my color ID fix.tga file. This is my fixed color map that I saved out. But notice I left my UV snapshots turned on. So that means when I pull this into Quixel, all those yellow lines are going to be part of this yellow material, and oh, that's going to get so incredibly weird. But that's fine because I took the extra 20 seconds to save out a PSD file. Now I know a lot of times, when I'm in class and whatever, save PSD files, submit your PSD files, I want to see all the layers, and it's like, oh, this is just school stuff, this is stupid. Well, it took 10 seconds to save a PSD file, and that is now going to save me about 20 to 30 minutes of work, because all I need to do is load up my PSD file, turn off that layer, save it back out as another TGA, TGA, color ID fixed, save it, overwrite it, yes, and I'll go ahead and close the PSD file. No, I don't need to save that, and here's the TGA file with the UV snapshot gone. So saving PSD files, it's actually worth your time. It doesn't take that long to do it. So last thing I want to do before we launch up NDO is I want to create a couple folders in here. I've got an NDO folder and a DDO folder, and this is in my compressor project folder that I'm just using for this whole project. And while I'm here, I'm going to take this PSD file and put it in my originals, and I'm going to take this color ID that originally came out of Maya and go ahead and put that in my originals. Okay, let's launch up Quixel and NDO specifically. So NDO, there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and do a launch NDO project creator. I'm going to give it a mesh, and my mesh is found on my desktop over here, and it's in the compressor folder right there, air compressor with crate. Let's open that thing up. I'm gonna, let's see, I'm making a normal, so nope, I don't have a normal. 2048, 2048, that looks right. Where do I want to save this thing? Well, in compressor NDO. Okay, and let's create us a project. So create new project. And I've kind of got an idea of what it is I'm wanting to do. So let's reset my essentials workspace here. My library's right there. There we go. So I've got an idea of what I want to do with this. Let me go ahead and load up 3Do and kind of ballpark through it so that you kind of have an idea where it is I'm planning on going with these normals. And I'm not going to go overboard and spend like 5 hours normaling this thing, because that'll just be crazy. Looks like my OBJ actually needs to have smoothing groups applied, because this should not be as faceted as it is. That's my fault. I did not smooth group it properly. That is way too faceted. Okay, so things that I'm thinking about doing. Down here on the wheels, I want some inset, probably a metal material. I want some kind of pin going through here that holds the wheel on those mounts or whatever they are, and probably a matching bolt on that side. Probably some kind of bolt pin going through this that holds the handle in place. I'm toying with the idea of like adding like some foam up here for like a hand grip. That might be pretty cool. I'm thinking right back here, I want to, maybe not, well, maybe, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a little raised area right here where I'm going to put the instructions. Maybe that could be a plain metal plate or something. And then over here, I'm going to do another raised area that's going to have some of that labeling we found. I definitely want to do a bump around this thing here, because that to kind of apply some welding. But as far as these vertical, I don't want those there, and that smoothing is going to drive me absolutely bonkers. I need to go back into Maya and fix that. Let's see. These thumb things right here, I'd like to do some ridges if I can around these things to kind of imply some area where you can grip it, for instance. I would kind of like to do that. And yeah, so that's where I'm wanting to go with this. And I'm just going to like ignore my atrocious faceting for right now. And okay, so that's where I want to go. So let's go ahead and just start doing some stuff to this and see what happens. Let's see, I still need to set some things up. So this layer here, let me bring some pictures in. This is going to be my UV layout, because because I'd like to have that in here. That looks about right. And I'm going to bounce that all the way up out of my normal, up there. Okay, let's come back down here. Let's make another new layer. This is going to be my color ID fix. Let's put that out here too. Looks something like that. Let's go ahead and bump that one all the way up here. Do I need my color ID fixed? Probably not. But what I'm going to end up using it for is as I add bolts and things to this, I'm going to come up to this layer and I'm going to fix it and adjust and create new material colors for those things. So that's why I've got that in there. And yeah, that's probably it for right now. I'm going to need the decals, but not right away. So let's go ahead and drop down into here, and I'm going to create a new layer. And the first thing I want to do is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and go after these wheels that are right over in this area here. So let's zoom in a little bit more. Control plus, that'll do. That looks good. So I'm on my layer, and I'm going to do a selection. Let's do a wheel selection, elliptical selection. Something like this. I'm going to try to get this kind of circular, even though I can adjust it later. Let's see here. What about something like that for a starter? And let me just kind of select transform selection. I'm going to move this maybe to right about there. Do I want it any bigger? I'm thinking I might want it just a little bit bigger. 77 pixels. So I'm, what, 85 pixels tall right now, so I'd like to be like 85 pixels wide. Something like that. Looks nice. Yep, that's what I'm thinking right there. So what I'm going to do is, I know I can do this shape to a normal, but I don't want to do that yet. I'm going to create all these areas that are going to be inset by doing this. Oh, yeah, let me do a checkbox right there. There we go. I'm going to invert that, and I'm going to do a Shift F5. Fill it with my foreground color. Cool. Now I'm going to do a control click on this thumbnail. Control C, Control V. And then I'm going to move that. And I'm holding down my arrow key to force it to move vertically or horizontally. There we go. Looks good. I'm going to do another Control V. Okay, let's drag this guy down to here. Let's do another Control V. Let's drag him over to here. Looks good-ish. Go over there, Control V. Control V. There should be like, what, 8 of these? That's what I'm thinking. And Control V. Put you over here. There we go. And a Control V. There we go. So that's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's 8. Nice. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've got all of those, I'll select all those layers, right click, and let's do a merge layer. Merge layers. There it is. I'm going to rename this layer. This is going to be wheel hubs. And I'm going to copy this layer, so I can right click on it and do a duplicate layer. Wheel hubs copy, that sounds good. And one of these is going to go all the way up here, because that is going to become the one that I'm going to use to adjust my color ID map with. There. So let's go back to our wheel hubs. Let's go ahead and let's convert that to some normal information, like so. Looks good. Going the wrong way. Let's go down like so, and let's see what we've got over here. So let's pull our model out, and you can see all of these have that inset on them, right? There we go. And that inset is now ready to be adjusted onto my color ID map to have a new material, a plain metal instead of the black plastic that's obviously going to be on the wheels. All right, nice. We're off and going. This is pretty good. Let's see. maybe do some adjustments here. What kind of adjustments could we do? Let's look at the size. What's that do? Yeah, I don't care for that. I'm going to stay, we had 7. I mean, we had 8, I'm sorry. Let's go to 9 on that. Yeah, let's stay with 8, where it was. Softness, no, I don't want that. I can increase my contrast a little bit. And now if I do a refresh, there we are. Nice detail of those being pressed into there. Now, maybe, yeah. So what I'm wanting to do here is I want to decrease this size. Let's drop this down to about a 3. So I want it to be a lot sharper. And let's go ahead and increase our contrast a little bit. There we go. And now take a look what we have. There, now you can see the difference, right? All right, cool, nice. Well, I'm happy with that. We're doing well. And oh, I'm moderately stupid now that I think about it. Boink. Boink. Turn that off. Then refresh. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of that. I mean, there's some faceting, but some of those is coming from my UV layout being turned on, which I don't. That's fine for right now. Come back. Turn back on. There it is. Okay. All right. So what do we want to do next? Well, let's go after these bolts right here, and let's see here. Kind of need to figure out where those pieces are, and maybe a few minutes labeling stuff would have been nice, but I didn't do that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pause while I bring Maya up so that I can have that as a reference as well. Okay, so I'm in Maya, and while Maya was loading, I remembered that I put all these like up here. I remember doing that, paying attention. Well, where's so these are the ones that are along the top. These are the ones that are down there. Okay, so yeah, I knew where they were. And those little edges down there are the bottom, I think. No, they're not. They're the top. Well, they're the... Let me kind of help visualize this. So you can kind of see... Let's go to edge mode so you can kind of see. I mean, not that I really need to know that level of detail on it, but... So, let's see. This edge. There we go. So you can see that edge is right there. So this is like the part that's up at the top of that. And it's going to follow the same scheme for these guys here. Okay. There you go. All right. So now so now I remember where those were. So let's see. These are going to be... Nope, I didn't need that. I needed this right here. So I want to put something up here. Probably going to be pretty similar to what I've been doing. Let's see here. Let's create a new layer. Or not. Let's create a new layer. There it is. And let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. And I'm kind of thinking like a hex bolt head or something, but I'm not really sure this is big enough for that kind of detail. I'm thinking a circle is going to end up being kind of hexy anyway. So let's put a circle here. Boing. And then let's go ahead, go to our select, our transform selection. Let's drag this guy over here. What about here? And I mean, this could almost just be like a washer that's underneath it if it's big enough for this. I don't know if it is or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill this. Shift F5. No, I'm going to do a checkbox first. Sorry. Then I'm going to do a Shift F5 like so. And I'm going to copy this layer, and I'm going to use a Control J instead of what I did earlier. And really all I'm doing here is I just want to double check this. I just want to get a feel for what this is going to look like. So let's do one of those numbers. Oh, and also let me turn off that layer so we can actually see what I'm doing. Let's refresh this. There we go. And there you go. Okay, you can see what we've got there. And quickly recognize that I actually want it a lot farther down. I want it like right around there. But that is probably pretty close to how I want this thing to look. And as we back up, it's like it's good enough, right? And that's a lot of what we're after on this kind of stuff. So pretty close. All right, so now that I know that's roughly what I want, I'm going to go ahead and chuck that layer, or that whole group. I'm sorry. I'm just going to delete that group and contents. And then I'm going to bring this layer 2, I'm going to bring it back down into here. And let's go ahead and move it. I'm thinking right about there. And then I'm going to go ahead and just, let's see how this works. So let's just do a control, click on that, control C, control V. And I'm going to move this one over to here. Right about there. Control V. Let's move this one over to about here. Yeah. Sure, let's do that. Control V. I don't think I really like this sizing too much, but we can always adjust some of our sizing here in just a second. Move that up. Alright, let's take all of these and we'll just go ahead and let's merge them all down with my merge layers. Alright, let's go ahead and turn these into something called wheel bolts. Convert these into some normal information. Oh, you know what? Control Z. There we go. I was afraid it wouldn't let me go back far enough. See, how far back can I go? Oh, darn. Oh well, I've got these. So this is like right before it converted all of these. See, the problem is I wanted to save those so that I could then go through and, well, there they are. Can I just do a, okay, so I've got this layer right here. Get out of that. And I can actually copy stuff in normal space, but I tend not to like that too much. I'm going to just delete this group. And, well, here's what it looked like. So here's how it came out. Which, you know, not bad. I'm wondering, and that's not bad. That's probably doable, but I think we should make it a little bit smaller. Not by much, but definitely a little bit smaller. So this layer, I'm going to go ahead and chuck that layer. Yes, and create me a new layer. Now put it down here where it belongs and create a new one of these. .27 by 27. I'm going to do that. And do a Shift F5, fill with my foreground color. Let's move this to right about here. There we go. Okay. Control C, Control V. Move this one over to here. Control V. Move this one up to here. Control V, move this one up to about here. Okay, let's merge all of those. Right click, merge layers. Let's rename them to wheel bolts. Let's duplicate that with a Control J. Take our copy up here, hide it like so. And then the wheel bolts, let's go ahead and convert that. Boink. Do some tweaking on some things here. I don't know, I might not want to tweak it too much. Let's see, what do we have? Refresh. Yeah, that pretty much gets the idea across that I'm after. I'm going to increase my contrast. And see, can I make this any harsher? I like that, but that's not really what I'm after. I'm more after the riveted look. Emboss, no. Groove. Stroke inner, stroke outer. Stroke emboss. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to stay with what I had here with my inner. That's not bad. Yeah, I can deal with this. That's not bad. All right, so I'm liking this so far. Let's go ahead and do a refresh. You can kind of see what we've got here. Looks like we have bolts holding the wheel in place, right? Yes. Uh-oh, what happened to those guys? What happened to my wheels? Did I move my wheels? Don't tell me I moved my wheels. I moved my wheels. Wheels, why'd you move? That is not going to be a problem though, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wheel hubs here. I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to take my wheel hubs copy I've got up here, make it visible. There they are. Do a Control J to duplicate it. Pull that one back down here. Hide that one. Hide that one. Let's get rid of the copy on it. Wheel hub. And let's convert that one. Convert that. Remember what we had. So we did a down slant. Size was actually 7. No, size was 3. And our contrast was cranked way the heck up. There we go. Okay. And then we can refresh everything. There's what we've got going. So now I need something inside here. Some little wheel nut inside there, okay? Let's see. Let's move you over here. And although I really think I can get away without putting one in there, I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see. What should we do? Let's use the wheel hubs. So let's select the wheel hubs. Bring them back. Oh, yeah, we can do that. Do it this way. We'll do a Control J to duplicate it. And we're going to bring that down into here. Make sure it's above the... Uh-oh, where'd it go? Get out of there. I didn't want to put it inside one of those groups. I'm going to put it right here. This is going to be wheel nuts is what I'll call it. Wheel nuts. There we go. Let's see. Let's do some tweaking here. So we've got that. Let's zoom out some. And let's go ahead and do a select. Let's transform selection. Yeah, that's not really going to do what I want. Oh, I know what I'll do. Let's do a Control D. Get out of there. Go away. Let's do you. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to delete that, and then I will do some transforming on this. Select transform selection. Just bring it on in 66. Let's go with 47 all around. Or something like that. 40. Let's make you 41. That's going to be good enough. Let me move you. No, not move the pivot point in the middle. Let me zoom in. Let's move you over to right about here. Good enough. Shift F5. Good. And Control D. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I have no doubt that there is probably a quicker, better way to do this, but whatever. Get you down to a 40. Bring you over to a 40. Actually, let's delete that first. Now, move it. Select, transform. And it's when you're doing stuff like this that you suddenly realize how incredibly inaccurate a mouse is. That'll do. F5. Good. Alright, Control D. Let's select U. Let's delete U. Okay, and then after this one, I will pause the video until I have all of these others taken care of. No point in watching me do this over and over. Let's move it up to right about here. No, not quite. Shift F5. And if you're kind of thinking ahead, you should quickly realize that I actually only need these on 4 of them. I've just got to figure out which 4, right? So, yeah, that's what we're going to need to do at some point. So I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to kind of use it to figure out where they need to be. So let's see, we're going to delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you, and grab you, delete, transform this selection, go down to a 40. Bring this over to a 40. Let's move it up to, what do you think, right about there? Over a little bit. How's that look? Good enough. Good enough for video games. Okay, so that's what I've got. Control D to deselect that. Now I'm going to go ahead and convert this. So let's do a Control J. So I've got a copy of this. Bring it up here. Hide it. Hide it. There we go. And let's convert that one. And let's see which ones we got wrong, because I can pretty much guarantee that some of them are wrong. Alright, let's see what we have. Okay, one of them's right. 2 of them are right. Of course, the question is which 2? And for that, I can go into Maya and figure these out really quick. But I'm not going to do it that way because I don't want to. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and go into sculpt mode here and do a little rectangle. Let's select this guy. And then I'm going to move that over to there. And then I'm going to select, oops, no, you stay there. Then I'll do a Control D. And I'm going to select this other one and move it. Okay. All right, let's see what happened. Get out of my sculpt mode there. And let's see what happened. Did I guess the right ones? Looks, well, one of them was right. One of them was wrong. Maya, where are you at? Let's quit with this guessing game. Let's figure out exactly which ones we need. I want that one, that one, that one, and that one. There we go. Which ones do I want? Every other one. Easy enough. Okay, so back here. Let's go back. Wink. Square. I select you. Let's move you. That shouldn't be an empty selection though. Hello. That was weird. Let's do you. Oh, it's created a new layer here. Oh, this is dumb. No, I got you. Yeah, I don't know what that layer is. Go away. Oh, I tried to do some stuff on that. I see what was going on. Let's go back to the wheel nuts here. Sculpt mode. I had a selection. That's what was going on. My fault. I was being dumb. So I want that. I'm going to move you to there. Looks good. And then I want you. I'm going to move you to every other. So that means I'm going to put you right about there. And then I want this one. I'm going to move you every other. Just going to be like right about there, like so. Okay. All right, and then we're going to Control D, deselect, which can then let us go back to our regular mode here. We'll refresh 3Do, which 3Do should already be refreshed. Come here, and you can see inside we have those cute little doodads there. Nice. We got bolts out there. Okay, coming together very nicely. Okay, so, but I do want, uh-oh, hello. Hello. No. Yes, maybe. There we go. Let's put you back right here. Okay, but I do want to be able to put these on a material layer, right? Possibly. I mean, I might actually just want to leave them the way they are on the same material layer as the other one, but just in case. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to convert this to sculpt mode. I'm going to make a selection here. I'm going to go to move. I'm going to move it just a little bit. And you can see what that has done is it's just selected that part. Well, let's create a new layer. And we will fill that layer with white. There we go. Okay, let's select this group again. And we'll do the same thing over here. So, oops. Do a Control D. There we go. Now I can do it. So you can see in this situation, this is where taking the time to do that beforehand, it saves a little bit of time, especially since it's not letting me do it this time. Okay. Well, fine. So I'm going to delete that layer. Okay, so I'm going to leave that stuff the way it is. So realistically, the materials are going to be the same, so I don't know why I was trying to go through all that trouble anyway. What else did I want to do to this thing? Okay, well, I'm going to skip putting bolts on those pieces because, hey, it's the same thing. I want to just take a rough stab at putting something on that. I just want to see if I could pull that off. I have no idea if that's going to work or not. I want to go into Maya, make sure I'm grabbing the right pieces here. So what I'm going to want, if I do a face mode, okay, that. It looks like it's all these pieces that are bent up there, right? That's what it looks like. Okay. Well, like I said, I have no idea how this is going to work out, but I want to try it. So let's try it. Let's see. So realistically, all I need is a line that goes across. Oh, but it's got to line up on all of those. Yeah, no, I'm not even going to bother trying to do that. That's going to be insanely annoying. I'm not even going to bother with that. If I wanted to do that, then I needed to think ahead and not do the layout the way that I did. With the way that I've got the layout, that's not doable. So I'm not even going to. I mean, it's doable, but I'm not going to spend the time doing it. Let's see. I wanted a weld bolt around the top here, so, or a weld bead. I think is probably a better idea of what I'm wanting there. Let's see. Let's move this out of the way again. Oh, hey, there's those things. I could probably pretty easily add some bolts to them though, right? Let's go to our, what are these, wheel bolts? Are you the ones I'm interested in? Yeah. I'm going to take my wheel bolts. I'm going to do a Control D or Control J, duplicate that. And then I'm going to see if I can move these guys. I'm going to put one there. Alright. And then let's grab you. Can I move you? Put you right about there. Alright. Let's grab you. Can I move you? Put you right about there. And I gotta grab one more. You. And I'm going going to put you right about here. I'm just going to cover all sides of those, which, sure, that's how I'm going to do that, because I want to. Let's see, I'm going to call this not wheel bolts, that's going to be frame mount bolts. There we go. Let's do a Control J to duplicate that. That was weird. This one. Control J. There we go. And then I'm going to bring that one all the way down into here. And let's go ahead, convert that to bang, like so. And then I'm going to get rid of the name copy at the end of that group. There we go. Let's see, let's turn off our frame bolt mounts. Let's take a look at how this looks out here. Refresh it. And we'll take a look at that. Okay, had some people stop by the house. What was I oh, I know what I was doing. We were working on these bolts here, weren't we? These hinge bolts. Yeah, you know, good enough. All I'm after is just the illusion of something like pinning those in place. Done. That'll work. Yeah, I'd like to do some kind of weld joint around there. Maybe. Let me just kind of see what my options are over here in Photoshop. Let's see. Let's zoom back out. So this is the top one. Okay, yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's zoom in. There we go. And zoom out. There we go. Let's do a new layer. And I'm going to go with a lasso tool here. So I'm going to start here. Boom. I'm just going to loosely trace this. I'm not really worried about being exact, but I want to be, you know, fairly close. And I understand that the bottom half of the weld is, you know, this is, I'm only going to get the top half is what I'm trying to say, which I didn't even remotely say, but pretend I said that. And we'll put one there, we'll put one there, we'll put one there, and then we'll close it off right here. We're going to do edit, and we're going to do a stroke, which will go along that line we've got there. Let's do, what do you think about 5 pixels? We'll center it. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Let's do a little bit more than that. Let's Control Z that. Let's do edit stroke. What do you think about 7 pixels? Yeah, I like that. And Control D to deselect. And then I'm going to go ahead and name this layer. I'm going to call this weld bump, like so. I'm going to do a Control J to duplicate the layer. And then I'm going to convert it to some bump information, like so. And let's see what it did. See this little illusion of a bump that it put right along the lip there, if you will. That's actually what I was after. I just wanted it to look like there was a weld bump joint there. That does well enough for what I want. I'm going to soften it quite a bit though, and I didn't mean soften that. Well, yeah, I did mean that. Let's do that. You can see how that really softened it up some, and take a look at how that looked. That might be too soft, but it might not. Yeah, let's harshen it back up a little bit as this one come out. That's a little bit better. Let's go down to maybe 8. You know, that halfway point. There you go. I like that. And to further the illusion, if you will, I can just go right here along the top and add a similar thing there. So we still have our polygon tool. this weld. I'm going to move that bump up there. Come down here. Let's do a new layer. And I'm going to go from here. You know what? This is a straight line, isn't it? Why, yes it is. Thank you for asking. Let's get out of that. I want to stay on that. Let me see here. Let's zoom out a little bit. So I want to be able to get all the way across there, and I see it's going to be really, really close there, but that's fine. I can erase some over there if I need to. I'm going to bring up my paintbrush. 36 is, like just a little bit too big. Remember, we use 7 pixels up here, so let's try 7. So my size will be a 7. Sure. And let's see what happens here. I'm thinking like right about here. What do you think? Yeah? And then we're just going to go zoom. We're just going to zoom right across the top here. Zoom, zoom. Like so. Haha. Okay. And then we're going to zoom in here on this side. And what we're going to do over here is just erase that little bit. So let's find my eraser, which is that thing. Erase just a little bit. Aha. There we go. And now we will zoom back out. And, well, I'll call this weld bump base, because I don't know what else to call it. I'll do a Control J on that one. Bring it up here. Blink. Turn that off. There we go. Weld bump base. Let's normalize that like so. There we go. Let's do some conversion. Softness. Well, not conversion, but let's tweaking. Softness is an 8. Let us refresh everything. And there you can see what we've got going on here. This illusion of this weld joint right there, which is what I wanted. I mean, I could do one down there, but I don't want to overdo that. Let's see. I'm trying to decide. I think this top one we can definitely try to do some grooving on the thumbnail, or on the thumb aspect of it. Let's see if we can figure out what is what. Let's see. This right here is most likely going to be that part right there, is what I'm thinking. That's what it kind of looks like. This one right here is most likely, come on, just move, there you go. It's most likely that one over there. And what are these? What are those? Let's see. Let's see, where's Maya? Maya will tell me what those are, because that's what Maya does. What is this? No. UV shell. What is this? Focus on that. Zoom in. Okay, it is that one. What is this? I want to find this one. Aha, it's that one. Okay, so I know where it is now. It's this one right here. Question is, what do I want to try to do to it? Let's see. I mean, I don't think there's much I can do, but I think I can do a little bit to it. So I'm gonna want a new layer. So let me create a new layer. Still create a new layer. There we go. Zoom in here. And I'm not going to follow the seams. I mean, I could, but I don't want to do it that way. I'm going to look at Maya again really quick. Okay, so I see. So these top parts are what I'm really interested in. Okay, I gotcha. Going back to Photoshop. Here we go. So these areas right up here. Let me tweak my brush. What do you think? Maybe a 4? Yeah, a 4. And I'm going to click there, hold down Shift, and click here. Oops, hold on. I'm on the eraser. That was not really what I wanted to do, but so I want to change the size of this to 4. 7 is going to be too big, I think. So I'm going to click there, hold down Shift, click here. Good enough. And let's see. And the interesting thing is, so I'll hold down Shift again and click there. Okay. I don't actually have to be spot on. I'm just after the illusion of something here. And this is something that I probably don't even need to include in my material stuff, because it's going to be the same material as whatever is behind it. So just keep doing these like so. Oh, that one's a little crooked, but I'm okay. Maybe it'll look like that one's a little bit worn down or something. There we go. Let's get this one. And then we'll get this one. Oh, wrong button. That was caps lock. And then once we get all of these, I'm going to go ahead and save the layer anyway, just in case I want to do anything else with it. Do that one. Do that one. Just got a couple more here to pop out really quick. Do that one. And actually there's one other thing I want to do that I just now thought of. We'll grab that here in just a minute. Do that one. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to call this thumbs. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. I'm going to call it thumb screw. I'm going to duplicate that layer with the Control J, bring that up here, let's hide it. Let's grab this one and let's convert that to some normal information. And here's what we've got. You can see these little bumps that are there. And so you can kind of see there's little bumps, and I could probably make them a little bit tighter, but I was really just after the illusion of something. If we kind of zoom back, could probably definitely use some more in there to divide this up a little bit more. So yeah, let's go ahead and add a little bit more detail here. So I'm going to delete that group that I just made. If it'll let me. There we go, group and contents. Where's my thumb screw? There it is. Control J, bring it back down here. There we go. Get rid of the words copy. And let's just do a little bit more tweaking on this. Zoom in again. So I'll go from here to here. And I'm going to pause. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about this, here's what I'm actually going to do. Let me delete this layer. Yeah, it's like 30 seconds after I paused it. I was like, wait a minute, I want to do something different with this. Yes, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to copy this one again. Bring it down here. Alright, let's make this visible. Let's do... let's see. I'm going to try something with this. I actually want to expand it some, but let's see what this does. I'm going to go down. Let's increase our size some. Yeah. See, the problem with increasing the size is not going to go past what I've actually already got there. So, let's see what that looks like, though, versus what we had before. There you go. See the difference? And that is good enough for what I actually wanted. That gives the illusion a lot better than what I wanted, or that does better than what I had there before. Okay, the last thing I want to do is I want to do something with this right here, with that tip. And that tip is findable. Should be this. There it is. It's that one. Okay. Alright, so let's go do something with that. It is down here and over this way. It's that one right there. Okay, let's do this. Let's create a new layer. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and trace this. So let me get my polygon. Right there it is. I'm going do. Boom. Boom. Boink. 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 And boink. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and do our select transform selection. I'm going to bring it in. Bring it in. And I'm really just eyeballing all of this stuff. Bring it in. Maybe I'm going to bring it down to this first one there. Something like that? No, let's make it a little bit more. So it's like 3 bumps up from there, right? 1, 2, something like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, about like there. I'm going to call that good enough for what I want. I'm going to fill that. Actually, I'm going to hit enter. Do a shift F5 to fill that. There it went. I don't know what I pushed the first time. Oh, that's gray? What is that? No. I'm going to Control Z. Yeah, you're white. Shift F5, foreground color. Why is that so gray looking? Oh well, whatever. Let's go ahead and... It's 255. That is so strange. What is this color? That most definitely is not white. Alright, we're going to do it this way. Shift F5. So foreground color is apparently not the white I think it should be. We're going to use that. And it's still doing that. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Go ahead and do that. And then we're going to have it go in. I'm sorry. Go in, down, in. Yes. Size is going to be like a 2 because it's basically instant. 1. Okay, that's good. Let's crank up this contrast like so. And let's see what we got. Take a look at that. So pull over 3do. And here's what we have. We have the illusion of some inset thing there, right? And that's actually what I was after. Was just after the illusion of something there. Okay, so basically my NDO is done. I'm going to go ahead up here to my UV layout. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to save this. Control S. So I've saved my NDO project. Let me zoom back out here. And so I didn't add too much stuff to it, really. I mean, just a little bit. But this gives me some more detail and it helps the model out a little bit. So our next step is to clean things up for DDO before we go into DDO. So we'll get everything cleaned up in the next one. You know what? I just realized that I'm not actually done with this and need to do at least one other thing, one of which is that instruction panel that I said I wanted to put on here. I'm going to put it right up here on this back plate here, this back plate area. So let me zoom in here. And let's go ahead and give ourselves a new layer. What is this? Oh, the wonderful moments when you have things you don't know what they are. Okay, it's that. What are you? Okay. Okay, I'll bring you up here anyway. You are my inner pipe opening. I don't know what to call that. Okay, so let's create a new layer. There we go. And this is actually going to be my instruction plate. Good enough. Let's go find that decal I wanted to use. Let's see, compressor. And hold on, just okay. So yeah, there's chaos. It's a birthday at the house today, and things are just crazy. So let's see. What do I want? Do I want let's do this label, okay? So I'm going to grab the label. I'm going to pull it over here. There it is. And let's move it around. Let's zoom in on it some. Let's come up here. I have to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. All right, let's scale this thing down. What do you think about that? Well, we're getting there. Still a little too big. How's that look? Okay, I like that. It's going to go right here. Check. Enter. Now, here's the reason I'm using this decal, okay? I'm going to right click on this label, on this layer right here, and go ahead and, no, I'm not going to rasterize it. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to do a control click on it, which selected everything. Let's create a new layer. And on this new layer, so this other one, I'm going to call it label decal. But on this new one, I'm just going to call this label plate. Alright, so this new one with the label plate, I've got that selected. Let's come over here, let's just convert this shape to normal information. Boom. Like so. Take our label decal, I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to hide the label decal. And there we are. What is this? That's weird. Okay, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to rename this one as label plate. There we go. Alright, let's do this. Let's select it. Alright, I want to move it just a little bit. Okay, so something is screwed up here, so I'm going to delete this group. Like so. There's my label decal. Control J. Turn that one off. Bring that one down in here. There we go. Then let's do a control click on that. Let's delete that. Let's right click. Let's rasterize the layer so I can delete things like so. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to, let's make our selection just a little bit bigger. I'm thinking, I mean, not much bigger, but maybe, no, let's not. Let's just go with that. Convert that information. It still called me label, which is weird, but label panel, there we go. Okay, so I want you to be a size like about 1, not 0. 0's dumb. 1. Let's see, not too soft contrast. That looks fine. I want to put a couple of like rivet holes in the tops of this, so let's create a new layer. And I'm going to zoom in, create a small circle. Anything 5 by 5? Let's go 6 by 6. There we go. And then let's just go ahead and do a Shift F5 on that. We're going to fill that with white. And I want to move this. I'm going to put it like right above there. Looks good. Control C, Control V. I'm going to bring this one over to here. Control V. I'm going to bring this one over to about here. Come on, there we go. Control V. I'm going to bring this one over to about there. Let's select all of them, right click, merge our layers. I'm going to call these panel rivets, like that. We're going to convert, no, we're going to Control J. We're going to duplicate that layer just in case I want that to be a different material for some odd reason. You never do know. Hide that, come back down here, and then we'll convert that. Let's see, let's try down. Aha, something like that. And we'll come over here and we'll take a look at what it is we're doing. Let's go mesh centric. There you go. You can see the panel that we've created with the little rivets. I mean, if you want to call them rivets. Maybe they don't really look like rivets, but we can fix that. And we're going to fix it by changing this slant to be up. And let's change our size. How about a 6? How about a 3? How about a 1? Goodness, not changing anything there. Alright, let's go with an outer. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Let's go to a 3 here. There we go. Let's say we refresh that. There you go. And you can see the little rivets type things there. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Let me see. Emboss, groove. Ooh, let's try that guy out. That one's even better. That's actually what I want. There. Nice. Okay, so then I can put my decal on that, and that will fit just fine. It'll look really good. Let's see, what else could I do to this thing? Let's see, I'm just going to put a sticker on the side. Let's do some lettering. We haven't done that, so let's go ahead and throw some lettering out here. What kind of lettering do they put on an air compressor? I have no clue. So I'm going to go ahead and do a air compressor images. Let me see what we've got here. I mean, surely they do some kind of lettering besides stickers. Although stickers are fine. Any kind of warnings? Anything? Do you have something on you? Why, no, you do not. Huh. Well, yeah, I don't really see any reason, anything to put lettering on. So I guess, yeah, I guess now we're actually done with this one.